Welcome to today's explainer on the Daily Front-End Practice Blueprint. Think about learning to code exactly like building physical muscle memory at the gym. I mean, you wouldn't expect to get stronger just by sitting on the couch watching videos of other people lifting weights, right? You actually have to pick up those weights, feel the resistance, and put in the reps yourself. Well, coding is literally the exact same thing.
Which brings us straight to our core philosophy for today. Consistency is the secret ingredient when it comes to building muscle memory for coding. You know, it's incredibly easy to fall into that trap of passive watching, binging tutorial after tutorial and feeling like, oh yeah, I'm absorbing this. But let's be real, passive watching won't build your skills. It takes actual, focused, daily repetitions on your own machine to truly wire your brain for front-end development.
So how do we actually build that consistency without completely burning out? Well, here's our agenda for this explainer. First, we'll look at the power of daily practice. Then, choosing your practice style. Third, the top platforms for challenges. Fourth, the 1-hour daily blueprint. And finally, the golden rules for success.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the power of daily practice and building that muscle memory.
Moving right along to Section 2, choosing your practice style and finding the right fit for your schedule.
So when you sit down to practice, you basically have two options depending on how much time you've got. First, there's the component method. This takes about 30 to 45 minutes. Instead of tackling a whole website, you just build one isolated piece. We're talking a navigation bar today, maybe a product card tomorrow, or a dark mode toggle the next day. Then, on the flip side, you have the project method. This is a bit heftier, taking 1 to 2 hours, where you chip away at a massive project like a full e-commerce clone, piece by piece. Now, if you're a beginner, I absolutely heavily recommend the component method. It keeps things manageable, and honestly, it gives you that quick daily hit of dopamine when you actually finish a basic piece of UI.
Let's look at Section 3, top platforms for challenges. Seriously, stop trying to invent your own prompts.
You have some amazing tools at your disposal here, meaning you never have to just stare at a blank screen wondering what to build. For HTML and CSS, Frontend Mentor is absolutely phenomenal. It gives you professional designs and the actual assets to replicate perfectly. Then there's CSS Battles. This is a highly gamified platform for when you just kind of want to torture yourself by trying to center a div with the absolute minimum amount of code possible. If your focus is more on logic, JavaScript 30 by Wes Bos is a fantastic 30-day challenge where you build projects with pure vanilla JS. But I really want to highlight Code Wars and Edibit at the bottom there. They provide these bite-sized 10 to 15-minute logic puzzles that are absolutely perfect for a quick brain warm-up.
All right, into Section 4, the 1-hour daily blueprint. This is your 60-minute master plan.
If you only have one single hour a day to learn, we can break that down into a really simple 3-part flow. We kick things off with just 10 minutes of warm-up, doing logic puzzles on Code Wars or Edibit. This just gets the syntax flowing and your brain moving. Then we transition right into a solid 40 minutes of core practice, actually building a UI. And finally, we wrap it up with a 10-minute review and post-progress phase.
I really want to zero in on that middle chunk for a second. Those 40 minutes of core practice building a basic UI component, that is the heavy lifting. This is where you open up VS Code and do the active, hands-on building right on your own machine. No video tutorials playing in the background. Just you, your editor, and clean code. This is exactly where the real growth happens.
And then we cool down. Those final 10 minutes are absolutely critical for retention. Step 1 is to review your work. Look at the code you just wrote and ask yourself, hey, can this be optimized? Can it be cleaner? Step 2 is to post your progress on GitHub or X using the 100 Days of Code hashtag. And look, this isn't just about showing off. This kind of public accountability solidifies your daily habit, it tracks your progress, and it integrates you into a wonderfully supportive community of fellow learners.
Bringing us to our final section, Section 5. Golden rules for success and essential mindset shifts for developers.
There is an active learning ratio that you really need to adopt immediately. Here it is. For every 15 minutes of a tutorial you watch, you must spend at least 30 minutes writing code. Think of it as a 1-to-2 ratio. It forces you to escape that illusion of competence, where you think you're learning just because you're watching an instructor do all the hard work. You have to actually apply the concepts yourself.
Which brings us to a really profound number, 80%. An incredible 80% of your actual learning happens during debugging. Seriously, it does not happen while you are effortlessly typing out perfect code on the first try. So if you feel stuck, you are not failing. That is literally where the deep learning happens. Don't be discouraged when things go completely wrong.
So let's lock in these golden rules. Don't just watch tutorials, write the code yourself. And most importantly, embrace the broken code. When your CSS layout completely shatters across the screen, try not to get frustrated. I want you to change your mindset and realize that this is the exact exciting moment you are leveling up your skills. You now get the opportunity to figure out exactly why it broke and exactly how to fix it.
To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a direct question, something to spark immediate action for your very first 1-hour session. Are you focusing on mastering HTML and CSS layouts today, or are you diving straight into JavaScript and frameworks like React? Whatever it is, make that choice right now. Pick a challenge from one of the platforms we discussed and start your 60-minute blueprint today. Get off the couch, put in those reps, and build that muscle memory. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy coding!